VC, welcome to another episode. Yes, a couple of weeks ago I picked up a big haul of CDs. I must have picked up about, I don't know, 70 odd CDs from charity shops and what have you. I've accumulated. This was before my father passed away, really. I hadn't had a chance to show it yet. In fact, I've got quite a bit of other vinyl and bits and pieces to show and make videos and catch up on. But I thought I'd make a start with my CDs. Many of these most of these I don't actually have, but there's one or two I actually do have, and I've ended up buying duplicates of. But anyway, I picked up Radiohead's The Bends. I actually do have this one before actually, but I've ended up buying another copy of it for whatever reason. Sometimes I forget what I have in the charity shops and end up buying it just in case I haven't got it. So have that one. This one I don't have. Radiohead Best Of. This compilation, and it's basically got 16 classic tracks, including Creep, Karma Police, Paranoid Android, Fake Plastic Trees, and No Surprises. So that's quite cool. Picked up this Blondie single, Maria. Bit of a hit in the mid-90s. A couple of U2s. The Joshua Tree. I think this might actually be an original, because it's a bit of an unusual cover on the front there. I think it has a later version has a different cover or something, but yeah, it looks a bit unusual to me. I'm guessing that is like an original. And also Rattle and Hum as well. Pick this one up too for 50p. That's one of the ones I didn't have actually, that one. The Rolling Stones, this one. Bigger Bang, this one. Bit of a modern-ish one. Also have the Rolling Stones Now. So yeah, I'm pleased to pick those up. Anything Rolling Stones I love to have. Picked up a few various artists compilation. I thought this was pretty cool. Sounds of the 70s, 1977. It's part of the Reader's Digest. A lot of CDs I used to do back in the day. I think it was vinyl before then. And it's got plenty of hits on there. There's 3 CDs of hits from 77. Good songs. And also I picked up 80s pop album, number 1 80s pop album. 2 CDs packed full of 80s hits. Picked up a couple of Duran Duran albums. Didn't really go out my way to look for these, just sort of come across them really. That one, which is self-titled, and also Duran Duran Thank You. You don't seem to see many David Bowie albums out in the world. Well, I don't anyway, so when I do come across them, I snap them up, because I lack a lot of David Bowie albums. So I'm glad to pick up this classic of his, and Space Odyssey as well, very cool. And also Diamond Dogs. None of these I had before, so I'm glad to have those. Picked up a load of compilations. Picked up this Electric Light Orchestra Greatest Hits. So I think I do have 1 or 2 greatest hits of theirs, of different compilations, and I picked up this one. So I thought, why not? For £1. Picked up this Gary Glitter hits. I do actually like a bit of Gary Glitter. I picked up Luther Vandross, The Best of Love. Yeah, Best of Love. An 80s compilation, I guess. Two CDs. This classic is ZZ Top Greatest Hits. Been wanting for a while. This Buddy Holly Lives, which you see a lot in vinyl format, not so much a CD. So pick this one up. Supertramp, the very best of Supertramp. The Searchers, the Farewell album, Greatest Hits and More. So that's like 2 CDs, packed full of hits, 25 tracks per CD. So yeah, 50 songs on there. Bangles Greatest Hits. Wouldn't mind that on vinyl actually, that one. The Cure Greatest Hits. So yeah, quite a few greatest hits. Muddy Waters, the Essential Collection. Thought that's quite cool. The very best of the Mamas and the Papas. Best of Chuck Berry. I haven't got anything on Chuck Berry on CD, so glad to have that. Dave Brubeck's Greatest Hits. I've never seen this before, so I'll snap that one up. The Best of Dire Straits. I did actually have a copy of this, but it was a 2 CD and it was missing a CD previously. This one's just the one, so yeah, I'll get this one. So yeah, glad to have that. I like Dire Straits. Come across this Sammy Davis Jr. I don't really think I have much on Sammy Davis Jr., but I do like his music, so I'll pick this one up for like £1. So yeah, I will give it a listen. The Bluebells singles collection. Who remembers the Bluebells? They had a hit, I believe, had a hit in the 80s, and it was re-released in the 90s, and it was called, should be on here, Young at Heart. Young at Heart. That's the one. Very surprised to see this. This has been on my want list for a while on vinyl, and I come across it on CD, which is always good. And that's the Best of Sam Cooke. So yeah, a bit of a classic of his to pick up. So glad to have that. I have Wet Wet Wet, their greatest hits. And I also have the Best of John Denver, Sunshine on My Shoulders. So yeah, glad to have that as well. A few albums. Eagles, Long Road Out of Eden. I think this is kind of a modernish one. Can't quite see the year on there, but modern to me anyway. I picked up this Paul Simon, The Rhythm and the Saints. I believe it came out in the early 90s. I actually do have this on on vinyl. I do actually have this on vinyl as well. I picked up this, it's quite a common Sting album, but I've never owned it until now, and that's Brand New Day. Very common album, you can see it everywhere in the cherry shops, but I've not pulled the trigger on it until now, so yeah, finally get it to add to the collection. David Gray, White Ladder. I brought another copy of this because on my computer, on iTunes, when I rip it to my computer, it sounds distorted. So I thought I'd buy myself a new second-hand copy and try ripping it, see what happens. And unfortunately, the same thing happened again. It just doesn't seem to like that CD for some reason. I do find that when I'm ripping music to my desktop or whatever I'm doing, that certain CDs, it just doesn't want to know. Picked up this rather expensive James One Man Clapping. This is quite a dear CD to get. It's a rare album. I have it on vinyl, which is quite expensive, and so is this, and also cassette as well. So yeah, one of them albums I actually have on 3 formats. Yeah, glad to have this. I believe it's a live album. Is it on the back of it? It says on stage. But yeah, I'm glad to have it nonetheless. So add to my James discography. This is an album I have on vinyl for quite a while. I never come across the CD until recently, and that's Roy Orbison's Mystery Girl. Has the classic "You Got It," one or two others on there. He had a bit of a comeback in the sort of late 70s, late 80s, shortly before he died, sort of during the Travin Wilburys era, just before then. I think this was produced under Jeff Lynne, and has the rest of them of the Wilburys involved in the album. I think Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers are involved in this as well. Queen, The Miracle. Pick this one up. This is a bit of a one-off. There's a few albums here I don't really know anything about. It's a bit of a blind buy, really. I mainly the reason I bought them is because they were old, sort of 80s, so they have kind of a bit of a vintage quality to them. And this particular album is The Grapes of Wrath, Now and Again. Don't know if anyone knows them. I expect people do. 2 classic albums from the Specials on 1 CD. So yeah, pick this one up. Picked up Blur, Modern Life is Rubbish. Do need to get some more Blur into my collection. There's a few I haven't got of their discography. Picked up another Led Zeppelin 2, just really for the novelty of maybe giving it away to somebody. So that's cool. A Genesis album I've seen in the VC. I picked up on vinyl, on CD, and that's The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. I picked up a No Doubt album which has Don't Speak and Just a Girl. Came out in the late 90s. Burning, The Wailers, Bob Marley. Neil Young, Freedom. Bit of a classic album of his. And this one, I believe, is a soundtrack of the 80s, some film. Sex Press, is it? Original soundtrack. So yeah, I was a bit curious to find out what this was about, if it was any good or not. What else do we have? Chris Rea, The Road to Hell Part 2. And Randy Crawford, Through the Eyes of Love. This is actually an album. I thought it was a compilation, but it actually does look like an album. And I have the Mustangs, Rocking Horse. I actually gave this a listen, actually, and it's I did actually really like this. It's actually pretty darn good. I think it's kind of like got a bluesy kind of sound to it, which I really do like. Picked up some good albums from Prince. A couple of compilations. The Prince Hits 1 I picked up, just to sort of get me started, really. So yeah, most of his hits on there, like When Doves Cry, 1999, Alphabet Street, Sign of the Times, Diamonds and Pearls, and Seven. And also this one as well, Hits 2. And 18 tracks including Kiss, Little Red Corvette, Purple Rain, Cream, and a single Peach. So I can educate myself in his music a bit more. I also picked up this classic album, and that is Prince and the Revolution. Picked up a few Simply Red's It's Only Love. Not seen this before, so yeah, pick this one up. Love Simply Red. Men and Women. I have this on vinyl now. I've got it on CD as well, which is cool. The single, remembering the first time, came out in the mid-90s. I recorded it onto tape from the radio back in the day, so it's always a song I remember of his. And also Simply Red Stay, which I think is sort of 2005, around about that time came out. An album of his which I hadn't got, so yeah, glad to have that one as well. A couple of Deacon Blues, got Raintown, which I've been after for a while on CD, and also When the World Knows Your Name, this one as well. So those two. A few Beatles. I have Beatles 1962 to 1966, the Red Album. Never owned this before on CD, so glad to pick that up for like it was £2 at a charity shop, which I thought was a bargain. A copy of Revolver, another copy for £1, and the White Album for £2, which I thought was a deal. So yeah, anything Beatles usually worth picking up. Well, I say that, usually worth picking up, even if you have a copy already. Planet Waves, Bob Dylan, picked up a few Bob Dylan. That's one. Slow Train Coming, and the Basement Tapes, and Street Legal. And yeah, I mean, he's got, I don't know, something like 80 or 90 albums, Bob Dylan, so yeah, it really scratches the surface there. And I have also finally a couple of Paul Weller's albums, modernish albums, and that's I think it's Studio, and also 22 Dreams as well. And that's it. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it really. All in all, it's been a good couple of weeks of finding CDs, and I'll be making more videos of the vinyl I've recently come into as well. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Stay tuned to my next video, and I'll see you very shortly. Bye for now.